Hello everyone and welcome back to part number 10 of our preview video for the Southag divisions. Division du Rhine here, the last one. It's not full release of Southag yet, it's still only for the expansion pass because the army general is not quite finished yet. Eugen still putting some finishing touches there, and until that is the case they can't launch Southag on its own, but all the expansion pass owners will have access with the next patch. And yeah, let's get in here and have a look on what awaits us here with the French Reservist division defending the Rhine together with their German brethren. And in a logistics tab, pretty standard stuff. Fuchs, M2A1 PC and the MX13 here as your CV options. 2 cards of the 3 availability one, so you can get 6 of 2 cards here. Alouette with 3 availability potentially as well. Supply comes in the TRM 10,000 with 2,000 supply, or in the TRM 2,000 with 750 supply. Good options here. Slots really nice as well. Infantry tab, good slots here as well. And a big mix out of different military police, reservists, and German Jägers, and some more sappers. So starting with the military police, you get a Leader variant of these guys as well. You get the Privat, which can come in the P4 Gendarmerie variant as well, that we already have seen. The Gendarme Mobile coming around with an 8-man squad. Only 1 medium machine gun though. Some farmers here in these guys. And they can come in a normal truck, or they can come in a VBRG, which is a light armor transport here. 1 armor, and has a normal AAN F1 MG on top. So decent little transport there as well. Can be helpful with your reservist units all around. Then you have your reservist leader, pretty standard, can come in the 50 cal AMX13. Then you have your normal reservist, which we already know from 152nd. Similar things goes for the LRAC. This one can only come in the TRM. These can come in the AMX13 with a 50 cal. 3 frontal armor for these guys. And then we have the reservists with an FR-F1 on top of the LRAC. So they have a medium machine gun, sniper rifle, and the LRAC. These guys only have 1 medium machine gun, all 10 hit points here. These guys have the farmers though, so firepower wise they're actually not that far behind here on 30 points. Then we have command chasseurs. They can come in a 20mm variant of the MX13 as well, which you already know from 5th Blindé. The chasseurs can do the same here. MX13 VCI 20mm here on top, coming along as well. So that is all nice and dandy. Coming around here. And then we have Jägers, Jäger Carl Gustav, and Jäger Panzerfaust. Classic, the Jäger Carl Gustav here, new unit. Carl Gustav on the normal Jäger. So same loadout as the Heimatjägers, 50 points here. And yeah, kind of just being a free upgrade here over the normal Jäger Panzerfaust. So that's quite nice for the division at 50 point. Good cost efficient unit there from the Germans coming in for them. Jägerführer with smoke, 10 hit points, really solid as well. 60 point leader, good unit as well. Sappers here coming around. Then we have the Reservist Sapper. They have an anti-tank weapon and satchel charges, so actually quite nice Reservist unit. 9.6 availability is pretty nice as well. Normal Sappers, and we already know, can come in an AMX13 with a dozer shield, and a flamethrower one that can come in these MX13 with the dozer shield as well. M40 A1 classic recoilless rifle here, coming around for the French once more, and then the Germans playing the Milans, Milan 1 and Milan 2. Both can come in a Fuchs Milan as well. So solid little options here. Infantry tab, fine, but no special forces or anything special, no forward deployment. So, and only limited amount of autocannons, but at least you get some. At least you get these guys here in the MX13, but no smoke for this autocannon vehicle. Artillery, you get 105mm, you get some 80mm, a 120mm mortar here as well, 155mm gun coming around as well, and you have a 105mm gun on this little howitzer moving around as well. You then get some M50 old World War II vintage howitzers, which, yeah, pretty like same stats here as the F3 automotor, no autoloader or anything here. So yeah, only 3 rounds per minute on these big guns, but relatively cheap price. And then you get the LRM, which is basically our Mars or yeah, the classic cluster rocket here with the M26 cluster rocket launcher. So a fine option, good thing to have. Nothing super special here, and the other artillery pieces are nothing super special, but they are functional. Artillery tank tab come around with Milan Recon Reservist trucks, so that's a fine one here. 4 reloads for the Milan one. And then you have MX-13s. The CV one is 75mm gun without the ATGMs. The other ones all get the ATGMs, and one gets the slight upgrade variant of it. So MX-13 T75 with the 75mm gun, penetrating round, 10 pen only, 12 rounds per minute. That is the good thing with the autoloader, but the 10 rounds with kinetic obviously is not that amazing. You get smoke on all of these. That is great, but 3 frontal armor, yeah, the gun is only mediocre. You get an ATGM on these though, but it is an SS-11. At least you get decent range. The penetration and the speed and the accuracy all not great. On the upgraded one, you get slightly better accuracy, 50% here, only 40% on this one. You pay 5 points though for those 10% extra accuracy. You then get some M47 dozers with 10 frontal armor and a HE round, a heat round with 15 pen, 1925 meter range. You kind of want to play these guys in front of these guys and play it that way. And then the Germans can bring M48s with smoke and 10 frontal armor as well. So yeah, you want to mix those kind of combinations so that the MX-13s with the ATGMs run behind the M48s. This one with penetrating rounds moving around. Recon tab coming around with some AMX-10 VOAs. We know these already. Only very good optics, but smoke and a machine gun. BGS Strifer, girl power returns once more. Iltis can come in as a transport here, or you can bring them in a UE. The reserve Eclairs we know from 152nd already as well. LRAC here moving around. You get this little Jeep with the MG on the side. You get this exceptional optics variant of the M201. So yeah, big, good optics little truck, but you don't get anything extra out of it. No smoke, no nothing. Alouette Recon helicopter, AML-60 with the smoke rounds. That can be quite nice to quickly smoke on an open field. Aim time, still decent. And then direct fire, 60mm grenades. Or the 90mm one that actually can kill off light vehicles, but is a bit more expensive and lower availability. You also get a recalless rifle, good optics recon unit, which is a bit wild as well. M201 with a recalless rifle in the rear on a Jeep. So that is interesting. And then Jägeraufklärers as good, stronger, bigger recon infantry, including the Aufklärungspanzer Fuchs, which is new with the 1st Luftlande and the Division du Rhine here. And then AA tab, you get Eyehawks, French Eyehawk here showing up, so at least some good long range, 2 cards of those. You get M16 here, good old classic. Maxon on the rear. You get the normal Maxon card with these guys as well, just like with the Low Country divisions. And then you get a 30mm AA piece. This is actually quite nice. I think the availability could be a bit better, either 8 or 9 base availability. But the gun itself is pretty good, 2650 meter range. Can be helpful against infantry as well, but mostly pretty good anti-helicopter. You get a 40mm Bofors here as well, and then Fliegerfausts as manpads. Helicopters, you get the Alouette with 2 or 3 with the old AS-11s, Gazelles, and the BO-105. So yeah, you're gonna go between these two slots, really expensive. And then in the air, you get Alpha Jets, including an Alpha Jet with big cluster bombs. This can murder any tank, so that's quite nice. And then you get Mirage 3Es, the AA variant that we already know. You get a seat variant with the Mattel missile, a pretty terrible seat missile, but at least you get some Magiques on the side. Only 20% ECM though on a seat plane, so that's really the terrible news here. 10% more than the normal Mirage, but still 20% ECM seat plane. AT plane with the bad AS-30s, not the upgraded one, but the 35% accuracy one. And then you get good air-to-air fighters here with the Mirage 2000C RDM with two Magic 2s in the slots, 30% base ACM, solid speed. And you get the 2000C RDM AA2 with the Super 530F. Not the best long-range missile, but two of those, and at least they're long-range missiles. The price is pretty fair for both of these as well. Germans bring in the F4F AT, always a nice one to have as well. Though it's the old Mavericks, but you have 4 of them, and they can hit hard. And then you get a weird Mirage 5F bomber with 250 kilogram bombs, a lot of them. And yeah, it's a bit weird. You have to play the stack around the masses early on. You have to play with the military police around the reservists. And the tanks at least are not reservists. The tanks have smoke. You can mix them nicely with the M47 and the M48s. That wave that you can set out early can be quite nice. A lot of cheap ATGMs that also come with a gun and a smoke launcher. The Recon is interesting as well. The air tab is fine. I feel like this could be the easiest way to improve it though. But yeah, this is in general where the deck is at. And I'm not sure this deck is going to play any major role. I think it's a fairly low tier division for now, but it has some interesting tools. I like the AMX 13s. I like the mix of Germans and French. Always nice to have the multinational ones. Seeing some stuff like 30mm gun and so on. There is a decent amount of interesting stuff here. I think it's the more interesting division compared to 152nd, for me at least. Though the other one is the faster one with a lot of VABs and so on. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. I know a couple of Star Team members played it quite actively and said it's actually kind of okay. So we're gonna see how they will do with it. In general, it's likely gonna get some buffs somewhere, and I still don't think we're ever gonna see it in S tier, but gonna be interesting to see where it goes. Let me know down below what you think, and see you all in the next one.